So
think
are you talking about yourself and myself?
because we've both taken exits right now. So thank you for joining us, Vikas. Can you provide a brief introduction of yourself?
Hi, my name is Vikas Joshi, and I'm a quality enthusiast. Been in software industry for last 18 plus years, if I
a long
consider
time.
my professional journey. But then I started my journey since my 11th grade, so I'm kind of sure. So if I add 2 more years of my schooling on top of it, so almost 25 years, I don't know, like since my schooling. And then,
Just telling us your age.
yes, I mean, I don't know. It feels long. It feels long. At least 20 years for sure.
And have you always been focused on QA when in your software development journey, or were there other career paths you did as well?
I mean, again, it started as a passion for computers, something innovative, and something you're born with. It's not that everybody was taking IT, so I took IT. It was just something struck me that in my 11th grade, most of the people were taking biology, and I'm like, I know I don't want to become a doctor. So I would rather pick something which I want to become. And computer science was the way. So I took my computer science, and I was the topper in 12th grade. And after that, it just was a journey into engineering, and then eventually I happened to start my career as a developer till I started working for a company called AppPoint Software Solution. Now that was started by the same people who created Rational Tools. Now, those who are aware, Rational Tools they were the premier people who started all automated testing and stuff like that. So the same people who created those tools created this company, and then when I worked there, I joined as a developer. But then eventually I saw, what is this automated testing? And I understood. I'm like, wow, this is good. And I started learning about object identification and then manipulating them. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And that's the field I want to continue in. And then it's a journey since then. I never switched out of automated testing and testing for that matter.
Nice. It's good that you found your calling early on. But another thing that struck me over here was that you had the choice between bio and computer science. And that's true for the Indians. So I'm from Pakistan and you're from India. We're both from the Indian subcontinent. That's a choice that we get early on within our education. Is that still a thing in Australia as well? Because you have kids in Australia as well. Have you looked into that?
I mean, I would say it's interesting that people would pressurize their children to pick up something.
Path,
I felt I was strong-willed enough to pick my own paths, and I want my children to do the same thing. So be it whatever, I feel like if you are passionate about something, just pursue it and money will come in. And then from the Indian subcontinent point of view, the reason people would say, their child should become a doctor or engineer, because they think there's a level of lifestyle that
those are your only two options.
You'll definitely get. But I would rather like to tell all the parents that's not the case. The engineers and doctors lead a much more miserable life than So that's the thing. Please let your child make the decision, because what you think today is right is already at least 30-35 years old since your inception, since your childhood. So don't impose your teach them your good ethics and values and things like that, but then leave your children. They are smart. The younger generation is much smarter, and then they have much great infrastructure, great system to work with. So don't pressurize them. I'm sure they'll create a better future for themselves.
It brings to light another point that I've thought about multiple times in my life, which is you see this paved path that someone before you has taken. And if you follow that same path, the outcome might not necessarily be the same. It's not just that the chances that you get would be different. Like there's always a luck factor along with skill, right? But it's that time moves on as well. So the same actions can actually never lead to the same result for a generational gap.
Absolutely. And see, I can take a very recent example, Dhirubhai Ambani, who's the richest Asian. So he had his son's marriage recently. And when I see his father, No, not Dhirubhai, I'm sorry, Mukesh Ambani. So Dhirubhai Ambani was his father who started this empire thing. And then he had two sons, and both took a different path. And then they all are in different stages of their career. And then now, when I say Mukesh Ambani, who's the current, the richest man in Asia, his son, I see having a different set of inclinations. So, I mean, there's no way we can say one size fits all, even within a family. Like, even in the same generation, one brother takes a different calling, the another brother takes a different calling. So, as parents or as society, we should just, let things happen. Whatever is happening, just get the best of it and enjoy life.
100%. And one thing that I feel a lot of developers, like in the software engineering industry, people fall off after around 15 to 20 years.
Yep.
And I think the reason for that is because this is an industry where passion is very important, because you have to spend time during work hours as well as outside of work hours. Especially during work hours, you have to be passionate about it because it takes singular focus to deliver something.
Right.
It's not something that you can just be mindful of and just enjoy. Like if you're doing something more manual labor kind of a thing.
Are you talking about yourself and myself?
Because we've both taken exits right now.
Yes.
So we're more in the education space. Actually, we can talk about that next. So you have started this software development group called STAG.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Okay. So again, I've somewhere I have that community feeling all the time. Like I've always felt, there's so much more that we can contribute to the world if we are together.
Yep.
So this started since the days of Orkut. Like, I was very, very big on Orkut, by the way. Like I had like millions of groups with millions of millions of people in various groups that I had. And then I used to love it, and there was so much interaction that was happening, and it was such an organized social platform, and it was new, and the whole internet revolution had already picked up, and social networking had picked up, and I was at the peak of it. And a funny thing happened that they shut it down. And this was after, Twitter and Facebook came, and they messed up the whole market. Like I'm not ready to come out of that shock. So that, letting all those users let go. But then that was my introduction to community building, online community building. And when I came to Melbourne, which was almost 10 years ago now, slightly more than 10 years. So I felt, because I was into automated testing, I felt there's nothing that is dedicated to automated testing. And this is something which I'm so passionate about. And though I didn't have a job, when I say I didn't have a job, I had come here only for 3 weeks. I said, because I come from Bangalore, which is IT hub of India, which world's biggest IT crowd can be there.
Yep.
And then when I came here, I was like, I'll just be here for 3 weeks. And if I get something nice, I'll go back. And I had a first job, but then I didn't take it. I was a bit too fussy. Imagine I was so selective and given the short time span. And then 1 week, I was just thinking, I'm like, there's nothing which is dedicated to automated testing. And like, let's start. And then just thinking, looking up, like STAG, Software Test Automation Group. That sounds like cool. So immediately I went on meetup.com. I registered this name, created this group, and that was it. And then look at the luck side of it. The destiny wanted me to be here. So second week, I was just a bit laid back. And third week, I had another 2 job offers from me. And then I told the employer that if you can give me an offer by this Friday, I'm going to join you on Monday. And this is a superannuation company, government-backed company, and then there's no way they can release such a quick offer letter.
Yep.
But then they did.
Right.
So Friday, I got my offer letter, and Monday I joined them. But before that, Saturday I had my return ticket booked, which I cancelled, and I stayed back. So yes, that was my journey to commence this STAG group. And it's been 10 years that it's running wonderfully. We had amazing people who came, who spoke, And then there are almost 1,800 plus members now on meetup.com. If I add Facebook and LinkedIn, it goes 3,000 plus.
Nice.
So very active group, and I'm glad I'm taking it to the next level. I'm trying to set the bar a bit high, have a bit more seriousness from the members, a bit more seriousness from the sponsors, the speakers, and the events as well. I want people to really, really make use of it. It should impact their lives. People have got jobs through this platform. People have got learnings which they could manifest into their day-to-day jobs. So I feel happy that somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, Vikas, I got this job through you," and then I'm like, "That's my return on investment right there."
In terms of QA engineers, like this is definitely the group. If you're in Melbourne and QA engineer, you will know someone in STAG. That's just how big it is.
Yes.
So really great job there.
Thank you.
And talking about the platforms dying off, right? That's something that I'm very mindful of as well.
Yeah.
So as an example, I'm big on YouTube, of course, and I have a Twitter following as well and LinkedIn following as well. But I still have this fact at the back of my mind that platforms come and go.
Right.
So unless you own your own thing, it sort of is not in your control. So for myself, I've created this platform, Boolean Art, for my courses. Is that something that you have as well?
Yes, that's a very good point. So you have to learn from your past. So lately what I did was, meetup.com works perfectly fine. Facebook is fine. Like people are joining it, but then I have my own opinions about Facebook. Same thing with LinkedIn. But somewhere I always felt there has to be your own platform. So yes, there is a platform. I have created a website of my own called test-fast.com /stag. So I'm into too many things. So /stag is what will get you to the right,
Stag meetup
content and stuff like that. Now, at the same time, I've also come up with a CRM kind of a model wherein people have to sign up. So that, say tomorrow meetup.com goes down for whatever reason, right?
It has happened.
Yes, it has happened. And I have no reason why it cannot happen in near future. And then those are not the biggest platforms as of now, but still they are doing fine. But then I won't be surprised tomorrow they say, "Hey, we are given up, or Facebook takes over, or LinkedIn takes over." So I don't want to lose them. So I have created a premium membership where I want them to be part of my community, like my group. I communicate to them through WhatsApp, through LinkedIn, and all those things. So that's the idea behind it, that we need to be a bit more connected. And a bit more, we need to have an outreach for each other. So more tangible network, I would say.
And it's interesting, like community builds around whatever platform they feel most comfortable with. Like there are massive communities on Discord as well. There are massive communities, like you mentioned, WhatsApp. There are groups with thousands and thousands of people on WhatsApp.
True.
And it
can get crazy, very crazy, yes. But then idea is like I have one more perspective that many times I feel like out of so many millions of people followers, I think many of them are bots.
I don't know. Yeah, so I feel that as well. I 100% feel that as well. Because if I have 150,000 subscribers and I get 1,000 views, I wonder where the other people are. But that's, I think it's got to do with the fact that we do ask for, like, please subscribe. And that's when someone watches a video once, they'll subscribe to that. But there might be people that subscribe to multiple platforms and then they wouldn't get notified about our particular video, right? But beyond that, I think it's got to do with bots as well, especially when with marketing. Quite commonly they'll post it as a part of like a pop-up or something. I have no idea. But that I'm sure Google doesn't do that. But I think so. I think maybe Google even does that.
They do it. Like as a tester, I'm telling you, I do a lot of checks. Like that's my quality mindset all the time. It runs all the time. How is that happening? How is this happening? And always, you have to wear a cap of devil's advocate.
I actually agree with you.
Yeah.
I can even think of a version like you go on any website and the Google does have AdSense on websites as well, right?
Yes.
And they might just serve your thing.
Exactly.
And you'll get a candidate from someplace who would never even be interested in your content ever again. They're not even on YouTube as an example.
Absolutely. So, so it narrows down to one thing, that if they are part of the community or a group, if we know them personally, it gives some kind of a legitimacy to the whole community building, right? So I want that. I'm thankful if somebody unknown comes there and likes, comments, subscribes, great. But then if there's a face to that action, that gives me some kind of a relaxation. I'm like, oh my God, okay, it's real human interacting, somebody is benefiting out of it. So that's what I'm looking out for. Yeah,
I think in terms of your meetup group, that's like in terms of percentage of groups, right? Like on LinkedIn you might have more bots, but on Meetup I think you would have more
Much
people,
more
because you've been running it for 15 years or something.
10
years.
Yes, yeah.
So
we
10
started
years
in 2015 April. I was here as I said, I was here for 3 weeks, so I think I started in second or third week, and then it's already
and you're hosting multiple meetups every month.
Yes,
and there are around 20 people in person there
at least. Yeah.
So that, like, and in the different meetups that I've gone to, faces change quite frequently,
right?
So like that, like within a month you have 60 different people, and
right.
you go over 10 years,
yes.
and you factor in the people coming into Melbourne and leaving Melbourne.
True.
It's, I think you've built an excellent community. It's
true. And I feel grateful, like just to talk about numbers, 20 people usually in person is what I expect.
Yep.
But then online also nowadays, after the COVID hit, people have become a bit more lazy. So did I. So it wasn't easy to resume it back to in person. So we started in person. We had hit around 70 plus once upon a time. And then this lockdown thing happened. Everything went online. And now people, if I do organize in person, people are still like, I'll join online. So that's plus or minus side. You can sit at home, sip your coffee, drink beer, or have your dinner, whatever. And then still you can join, attend the talk. But then I still urge people to please come, make the time, talk to different people, and then you'll see there's a different vibe when you meet in person.
And I want to congratulate you on that as well, because for me personally, I'm an online presence kind of a person, right? And finding engagement online, especially live online, is actually harder than finding it offline. So you record something and someone watches your thing, which is what I primarily do. So having people online on your event, I was quite impressed that you managed that quite effectively as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. And each one is a different ball game. Like managing it online has its own pluses and minuses. Same thing with in person, pluses and minuses. And then when you do it hybrid, which currently I'm doing, it's a different ball game altogether. But yeah, it's fun. That's where, I'm not a guy just like you who'll just sit back and do nothing. It's about, go out, enjoy, challenge yourself. And
live your life.
Things like that. Yes, absolutely.
100%. So any other shout outs you want to give? Any links people can use to find you?
I mean, of course, I'm there on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me, and the website that I'm currently maintaining, test-fast.com. Have a look at it. Lately, I've extensively worked on CRMs and brand building. Amazing! Like this was really great learning, which my job profile wouldn't let me. Because I have a good graphic designing skills. I have good presentation skills and all those things. Like when I started exploring this for my company, I started making my own banners, stickers and all that. I'm like, wow, I'm good at this. So rather I continue the journey. So I put those service offerings. And then also the STAG part is very, very critical. So I see it as my own baby, which I love to, run it for a long, long period. And then I wanted to evolve with, AI revolution, machine learning that currently we are undergoing. So I want people to be part of it, contribute to it, and make the best of it. And there are quite a few other initiatives that I have taken lately, something called the Future Tech Leaders. Now, this happened at Monash University as there was an industry showcasing that Monash was doing. And thankfully, they reached out to only 4 or 5 people from the industry, and I was one of them.
Nice.
So when I went there, there was this big guy from Microsoft who came and gave a nice presentation. And he made a point that the future younger generation don't really want to get into IT anymore. I mean, it struck me very hard. So I was like, no way. Now is the time to be, because you are making, such the leaps and bounds. It's growing. So this is, instead of doing TikTok videos or anything like that, I would rather say, learn what's there to offer, and then do something very nice. But then when I went back, I said, I'll not take this easy. So I created a flyer called Future Tech Leaders. And near my workplace, I reached out to a very popular school called Susan Corey. And then I told them, this is what I think. I want children to reach out to me. And then I'll organize tours. I'll organize workshops for you. I'll organize, whatever that it takes to get them interested. And they're like, wow, that's a great initiative. And then they put our ad into their newsletter, which was great. And there were quite a few students who have registered as well. And then I did connect to a few other people who are interested in the same field. And I'm reaching out to a few more people who can package this whole, tech in a nice way, in a presentable way for all the children to have a look at and then pursue their career and make a better world.
Excellent.
Yes.
So you're definitely doing a lot of community work.
Lately, I would say. This is, by the way, I used to work in Melbourne CBD all the time. But then lately, I started thinking, there's a lot that's happening in Wyndham. There's a lot that's happening in Wyndham. So I moved my focus from CBD to here,
Melbourne West.
And then here it's more, I feel more connected now. And then meeting you here as well was quite a surprise, and a pleasant surprise. I'm glad that I met somebody like you who's in a similar suburb, and then doing some amazing stuff like this.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for spending your time with us, and looking forward to what you do in the future.
Thank you, Basarat. It was lovely attending this particular podcast, and I can see you're amazing with lighting. And I didn't tell much to our audience that I am into filmmaking as well. And the kind of lighting you would see here is like pro level. And considering you said you have not done any filmmaking course, I would say you are a natural guy. So I'll have you as at least lighting, in lighting department for my next film for sure.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Thank you for joining us. Take care. Bye. Yay.